Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Coffee and Football presented by Vaughn Lane. I'm your host, Blake Monroe, where I'm joined each and every day by Bobby Burton and Jerry Hamilton. Tell us where you're checking in from this morning, what you're drinking, get your questions in. We'll get to those here in just a little bit. We're also 9 days away from kickoff, so be sure to tell us who your favorite number 9 is. Speaking of number 9s, we're going to have former Texas defensive back Josh Thompson join us here in about 20, 30 minutes, somewhere in there, so it'll be good to talk to him. But first, guys, I thought we could start. ESPN came out with their top 100 players ahead of the 2026 season. Now, we're not going to go through all 100, obviously.
Come on, Blake.
Very, very long video. But I did list the top 10 here, along with 7 Texas players making the list. And I do believe they are tied for first with most on that list, guys. Colin Simmons coming in at number 3, Gooseby at 12, Manning at 13, Coleman at 15, Biles at 44, Smothers at 47, and Raleek Brown at 85.
Yeah, I mean, I look, it's I'm ready to see all these guys play, man. I'm actually excited to watch any type of ball this weekend, even TCU. Although the Fort Worth Star Telegram won't be there anymore to cover them, but that's another story. But yeah, I'm just excited to see these guys hit the field, man. We've been talking about it for months, not just the Texas guys, but the college. All these guys ranked here. What does Malachi Toney look like as a sophomore? I'm really interested to see that. What do all these guys, all these quarterbacks we've talked about? That's just my theme right now. Second-year starting quarterbacks of highly ranked teams, whether it's their second year at that school or second year starting period. Man, I'm excited to see which of these quarterbacks make the biggest jump this year. And Jaden Mive is different than that. But as far as Texas, Bobby, one thing is I posted 3 little notes on TexasFootball.com this morning. And one thing I was told was how impressed a person I've talked to has been with Hollywood Smothers in fall camp. Like as an all-around running back, I think he, according to this person, might have been the most impressive of all the running backs in their eyes in fall camp.
I think it's great. I mean, look, Texas is going to have a 1-2 punch at running back, Jerry. Obviously, Smothers coming in from NC State, Raleek Brown from Arizona State. You also have Derek Cooper. I'll tell you another name that has come on of late is Michael Terry. Got a couple of mentions from some other players, which I thought was interesting, Jerry, not just from the coaching staff. So we'll see what Texas's offensive backfield looks like as it relates to those second-year quarterbacks starting. I'm kind of intrigued that, they went with 4 quarterbacks ahead of Arch Manning here. Not just Chambliss, but also C.J. Carr, Julian Sayin, and Jaden Maiava out of USC. Maiava, that's the highest I've seen anybody be on him, Jerry, in any kind of ranking whatsoever. 4 Texas players in the top 15 overall from this ESPN list: Colin Simmons, Trevor Gooseby, as well as Manning and Raheem Biles, all those guys, Cam Coleman on that list as well. I would say my question there is who is left out of that list that could have been on it. Like, is Raleek Brown and Hollywood Smothers, are they effectively better than, I don't know, Jelani McDonald or someone like
Wingo
Ryan Wingo, exactly, those kind of guys. But I think it's a very talented team. As we talked to some folks last night down in Houston, it continues to be a very talented team for Texas, and that list is indicative of that.
Hey, Blake, bring up that first part of that again.
Yeah,
the Texas players. So, question for the chat: not on this list. Exclude Jelani and Wingo. What Texas player? When ESPN redoes this list at the end of the year, what Texas player will find their way into that list?
Ooh, that's a good
or
question.
will another Texas player find their way into that list?
Bo Masco and Melvin Siani.
Yeah.
Maybe Emmett Mosley.
Yeah.
I'm just putting some people out there.
Those are the 3. I mean, I think that's going to be the answer for most people. Those are going to be the three, unless a Lance Jackson has some monster season or something, right? But unless somebody has a monster season, I think those are the three that we'll hear the most answers from.
So we're not going to look at the full top 100, like I said, but I did go a little bit further when it comes to breaking it down. Looking at the opponents, Texas has 24 players that are on this list that they'll be facing this season. LSU with the most at 6 guys. Ohio State has 5 players. Ole Miss has 4, OU 3, Missouri 2, and then A&M, Mississippi State, Florida, and Tennessee all have 1. And then over there to the right, if you're watching with us, the SEC has 37 players on the list. The Big Ten has 29. ACC has 17. The Big 12 has 12. Independents have 3, and Mountain West has 2 players on there. So SEC is king when it comes to this list.
My first reaction was LSU thought they needed 10. They thought 6 in their $40 million roster. What just wasn't enough, guys. They were hurting down there for ball players in Baton Rouge. Lane didn't have enough. He needed that lock. He was going to get more lockers put in the locker room if the SEC and NCAA would allow it. 6 just wasn't enough. I mean, they didn't have enough juice down there, I guess. That's a lot of misevaluations on a $40 million roster if they had to start trying to bring in all those NFL guys. By the way, Bobby, this would be a good time to bring that up. The SEC came out and doubled down on the intra-conference transfer rule yesterday.
Yes, not only did they release a rule on Tuesday that dealt with the players who had gone pro coming back to college. Yesterday, they also, Jerry, to your point, reinforced or reaffirmed. There you go. Reaffirmed the idea that you can't you can't transfer interconference outside of the normal transfer window in January. So a lot of these guys that were trying to come back from the NFL, they were saying, "Oh well, it doesn't matter. We're transferring from the Cleveland Browns to the LSU Tigers." They don't agree with that. Greg Sankey came out pretty strongly. And also the other thing that the SEC did yesterday, and Greg Sankey, he started talking about the penalties he could levy against teams for going against this, including a team's head coach losing 50% of their games, a penalty equal to the budget or 50% of the budget of the entire football program. I mean, what was LSU spent on football? 80, 100 million? That's only $50 million if you want to have that tight end from Cleveland Browns. And then the other one is actually taking away their vote in business matters as it relates to the league. So Sankey not playing around with this rule, which I think is great. I think that we've got a chance to see what happens. A lot of people mentioning these names, and Blake's putting them up on the screen for us right now. We didn't talk about Grayson Littleton either.
He's got the most votes so far.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with that. I mean, y'all know what I think of him.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Yep. He's arguably been a top 2 or 3 guy in fall camp for Texas in terms of performance.
Yeah, number 3 probably on defense.
Yep.
All right, well, we got more to talk about this morning. But first, Bobby, can you tell us about Vaughn Lane?
You know I can, Blake. Love Vaughn Lane. Vaughn Lane just announced the relaunch of its Dallas, Oklahoma City route starting September 8th. Multiple daily departures, 7 days a week. And the fare is just $129 one way. That's it. No taxes, no bag fees, no change fees, no surprise seat assignment change. Just a flat rate and a first-class experience. You board at a hotel terminal with no lines and no TSA. You sit in a cabin with just 22 oversized leather seats. You get Starlink Wi-Fi, complimentary snacks, drinks, and hot towel service. Compare that to what the airlines are doing right now, where you can't even pick your seat on the cheapest fare without paying extra. It's not close. Riders have been asking for this route to come back, and now it has. So whether you're heading to Oklahoma City for work, to visit family, or for a certain rivalry game this fall, the smart move is to book now. Vaughn Lane serves Austin, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, Fort Worth, Plano, the Woodlands, Oklahoma City, Nashville, Memphis, and Atlanta. Go to VaughnLane.com, enter promo code OTF26 for $20 off your first ride. Von Lane, your private jet on wheels.
Thank you, Bobby. And we haven't really got a chance to talk a lot of recruiting here lately. Of course, with the season right around the corner, that's taking precedence. But Jerry, I know you wanted to talk about Bryson Thrower this morning.
Boy, do I. Bryson Thrower still may be one of the more underranked guys in this class. He's up top. His scrimmage against DeSoto, we're going to run this 2 or 3 times while we talk about this. Those weren't slow guys. He just ran behind that and got behind with a cushion. Remember, he's 6'3", 185, 187. He had a strong scrimmage against DeSoto. Didn't play a lot, but here you see he got 2 touchdowns. I mean, he's running away from DeSoto guys. He looks athletic. I've said before, I love his feet. I say he's got feet on fire getting off the line of scrimmage, especially against press coverage. Look at this. Look at the cushion. These DeSoto guys are not slow. They're going to win a 5A state championship more than likely. And Bryson Thrower is ripping past these guys. These are D1 guys he's going against in these secondary spots. Bobby, I'm going to continue to say Bryson Thrower is a underranked, undervalued prospect in this class. When you start looking fast against fast players, it's time to take a second look at the rankings, in my opinion.
I thought there at the 5-yard line he pulled a hammy.
It looked like it.
Did you see that? But he was really just showboating a little, I think.
Yeah. I mean, look, again, DeSoto doesn't have slow guys. I mean, these are D1 level guys out here. But I just love his feet. I mean, look at his feet getting in and out of that route. I mean, his feet are smooth and quick for a bigger, wide receiver. And I think that gives him a chance to be a really good player. And when you see him in person, you're going to say, oh, wow, this guy's going to be 6'3", 205 one day as well. Because he's a strong 185, 187, whatever he is. But he's going to add more armor to that frame. He is really going to look the part physically when he walks onto a field. I just love his feet. I think this was a really good evaluation by Chris Jackson, Steve Sarkisian, and the offensive staff at Texas. I expect his ranking to go up senior year. The reason I brought that up, Texas high school commits in the state of Texas begin their senior season tonight. Last week, a lot of the out-of-state guys had their first game in state unless you played for a private school. Your regular season public school begins tonight, Thursday night. 2 Texas commits in action. Ismail Kamara, Gilmer at Longview Pine Tree. If you're Longview, that's at Pirate Stadium, 7 p.m. Montre Jackson. If you're in the Garland area, Lakeview Centennial takes on Grand Prairie High. Tonight, 7 p.m. at Garland's ISD Homer Johnson Stadium. A lot of great players have played at Homer Johnson Stadium over the year in Garland. And then Friday, a number of Texas commits, including Jackson Cook and Westlake, have a big one against Inglewood, California, who has 3 tremendous defensive line commits. If you're in the Austin area and can't wait for next Saturday to watch football in Austin, you might want to try to get out to that Westlake Inglewood game. Inglewood's got 2 or 3 guys that probably future NFL draft picks on that defensive line. And, of course, you have Landon Williams-Callis, the hunt for the record book to continue to rise in the record book. Richmond Randall, Dallas South Oak Cliff at Prairie View A&M Panther Stadium Friday. Brian Swanson, who's sitting out this game. Cam Hall, they play Red Oak. We had Coach Hall on last night. Brandon Sherrard's taking on Summer Creek, lifetime Longhorn. Kenny Harrison, the head coach there. Then you have some Saturday games. Jason Johnson, Atascocita, Katy. Out of state, Jabarius Garor will try to wreck shop once again. They play Montgomery High in Viger Friday if you live in the Mobile area. On ESPN Saturday night at 7, ESPN2, I believe, Noah Roberts and Basha High take on Chandler High. That's a big game in the Phoenix area. So you get a chance to watch Noah Roberts on TV on ESPN2. All Texas commits in action that are healthy. Bryson Thrower, the reason I mentioned him, they have a bye in week 1 and then don't have a bye the rest of the way. So they don't begin until September 11th they play. But Lucas Roa looked really good last week. They play San Diego Cathedral Catholic. I think that's home of Honor Falave Johnson. This Friday, Brock Williams back on the field. Easton Royal season opener at Zimmerman Stadium in New Orleans area. If you live in New Orleans, that's a 5:30 game on Friday, not a normal 7 p.m. kick there. Derwin Fields plays in Mississippi. So all these guys getting there, especially in the state of Texas, getting their senior season started. Your out-of-state guys are playing game 2, Kasai Curry and that dominant Sierra Canyon. Defensive line is at Hollywood Chaminade Madonna at Vince Zappone Field.
I just want to say we're talking about football.
Yes, real football.
Real, like games.
Yep.
That's how close we are. 9 days away, my man, from Texas getting on the field, but all these recruits getting on. Did you say Landon Williams Callis is tomorrow at Prairie A&M?
Yeah, he's tomorrow.
I think
Jordan Scruggs, he circled that game early. He got that. He's going to that game. I'm probably going to go to North Shore and Lancaster at North Shore. Watch the young North Shore guys.
I may have to take Jenny down there with me to Prairie View on Friday night.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
But look, get out. All I would say is, if you get a chance, go watch some high school football, and then get ready for the Longhorns the next week, because we are 9 days away. It's Thursday, and we got Josh Thompson coming up a little later. He's formerly number 9, obviously, for the Texas Longhorns. Will Matthews will join us today as well. Look at these number 9s, and pretty salty list right there, guys. Kwame Cavill, he was the original Spider-Man at Texas, had glue for hands, basically. Colin Johnson, big receiver. John Harris had a tremendous senior season. University of Texas, just a breakout year. Josh Thompson, you get a guy that's played in the NFL, was a teammate of Brandon Jones at Nacogdoches. So that's number 19 and number 9. They're going to both be represented on this list that we've been going through. And then Raul Alegre.
We need that Raul back on the show soon.
I messed up. I should have called Raul and asked him to come on today. Just a tremendous guy overall. Lives in Austin. 2-time Super Bowl champion himself. Current number 9s, though, Jerry. KJ Lacey.
Yeah.
And Jonah Williams. Let's do this before we get to Josh Thompson and another ad read thing we have to for break. Let's talk about Jonah Williams in the Texas secondary, if we can.
Yeah.
What is going on, and what have we heard right now at the second safety spot adjacent to Jelani McDonald? Derek Williams, young man out of New Iberia, Westgate High School down in New Orleans area, has been running first team. Kobe Black was moved to safety alongside to provide competition for Derek Williams. Jonah Williams has been playing safety as well. And then also you have a freshman, and people need to take note of this. Teray Davis out of Boulder, Colorado, is in that 5-man group right now at safety. So keep in mind that it's not just 4 guys anymore. It's sounding more and more like it's a 5-guy rotation with Davis as a part of that. As far as the second safety is concerned, I still believe it's Derek Williams, but we've heard about Jonah Williams coming on. We've heard about Kobe Black and some of the things that he brings. The one thing that I want to bring up, and I wrote about it this morning, is consistency. A safety, by its very nature, is the last line of defense. On that, they keep the big play from happening, right? A lot of times, whether it's in the run game, in a run spelling, or in the passing game. The one thing that Derek Williams has over all those other competitors is experience.
Football experience at the position.
Yeah, football experience. And consistency.
Yep.
Because he's seen it and done it in game. I know a lot of people or I shouldn't say a lot of people want Jonah Williams, but they think Jonah Williams will eventually be that guy. I don't know that. He's got to be consistent on a daily basis. We will see if he can do that during this camp. There's been some really brilliant plays, I believe, and then there's been plays where he's shown the fact that he's not that guy yet. And so what Blake Gideon and Will Muschamp actually do in game 1 and game 2, importantly, will be really interesting to me, because a lot of people are thinking, oh, Jonah may end up starting, et cetera. He still might, but I don't know if he's going to out of the gate. I think Derek Williams right now, as they head into this mock game week, they're within the mock game week, and then it happens next week. We'll see what happens.
I think football experience matters out of the gate for sure. I mean, Ohio State is not who you kind of mess around with a little bit with guys that don't have football experience. And that's kind of thing when I say football experience and consistency with Jonah, he never had a football off season really in high school. He always went to basketball, then he went to baseball, then he's been injured. So he hasn't had football consistency in his existence. And this is the first time for a while he's been injury free. So he is learning on the go here. Muschamp's system. He wasn't there in the spring on the field. You can sit in all the meetings you want, but then when you get out there, it's still different. He just needs some football consistency and see where that thing goes. But I'm fascinated to see what's going to happen with that position as the season moves along.
Well, guys, we're about to have Josh Thompson join us here in just a moment. But real quick, I need to tell everyone this morning about one of our sponsors. That's Mars Men. When I hit my mid-30s, I started noticing things just aren't as easy as they used to be. I do the same workouts. I'd have the same gym and diet routine. But recovery felt slower. My energy wasn't as consistent. And some days it just felt like I was moving through mud. That's one of the reasons I started taking Mars Men. It's designed to support healthy testosterone levels, energy, and stamina with 8 natural, clinically dosed ingredients. And what I like is it doesn't feel like you're pounding caffeine. You don't get that jittery feel. It's more about that steady energy and steady drive throughout the day. Not to mention that some men report better performance and recovery in the gym. It's made in the USA. It's third-party tested, and it's backed by a 90-day money-back guarantee. For a limited time, our listeners get 50% off for life, plus free shipping and 3 free gifts at mengotomars.com. That's mengotomars.com for 50% off and 3 free gifts when you check out. After you purchase, they're going to ask where you heard about them. Let them know that On Texas Football sent you. And Jerry, if you don't mind telling us about Shields real quick, please, sir.
Man, we can do that. This is just 2.5 days away here, a couple days away. This August 29th. Central Texas gets an upgrade. Shields is opening in Cedar Park with a huge all-new store built for Texas hunters, anglers, campers, and weekend warriors. Gear up with trusted brands from boots and backpacks to rifles, rods, reels, plus clothing and footwear for the entire family. Explore one of the largest outdoor selections around, all in one impressive store. Join us. OTF will be represented August 29th for the grand opening of Shields in Cedar Park. Play some Pop-A-Shot with somebody. How about that? Ride the Ferris wheel. They have a great University of Texas gear section as well.
Man, Jerry, I'm getting some grief, by the way, over my loss in Pop-A-Shot, apparently. Some friends of mine started to text me, what are you doing letting this dude beat you in Pop-A-Shot?
Yeah,
well.
Gotta be better.
I give lessons for $1,000 an hour. It's a reduced rate for you. Like Tony Hills gave me a reduced rate on the Lamborghini. That's a reduced rate.
Let's bring in our special guest today, former Texas defensive back Josh Thompson. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning. What's up?
Hey, number 9. We're 9 days away, Josh. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. 9 days away. How y'all doing?
The pride of Nacogdoches is here with us. Hey, Josh, give us when we have guys on, we always try to ask what you're up to these days, where you're living, that sort of thing. Give folks a chance to learn a little bit about you.
So right now I am looking, just trying to figure it out. But right now I'm in the Dallas area, like the Colony, Louisville. while I've been training, doing what I got to do. But I've also been working at the same time. So I've been at Mercedes-Benz,
Oh, nice.
Kenny, and I'm a sales specialist there. So that's what I've been doing, and it's been going great. It's still competitive. I love it, and it's going well.
Good stuff. Hey, Josh, we were talking about this 9 days away. Give us your remembrance of the dog days of training camp, kind of, right? And then you're 9 days away, and all of a sudden you're almost there,
Mhm.
right? What's your feeling about 9 days away from training camp or from the first snap of football?
9 days away. I mean, like in training camp, those guys are going at it every single day. It's finally good to a point, to where you're in college and you get to go against somebody else other than your teammates. And that's a great feeling. Like, it's obviously different from the NFL when you have like joint practices and you have your scheduled preseason games or anything like that. When it comes quick in the NFL, it's probably like 2 weeks of camp and then you have that. But in camp, you're constantly going after each other, and at the same time, but you're also building a brotherhood, and that sticks around for the rest of the season. But becoming like 9 days away, it's it starts getting like that itchy feeling, like, oh, this is what we've been working for this all summer, all winter, everything, and it's getting to that point where it's like, okay, now we can finally lay eyes on somebody else and get to put him on them. So it's definitely a good feeling when you get closer.
Hey, Josh, the first time you were in the tunnel,
Mhm.
about to run out on the DKR, your first game, what was going through your head? Do you remember?
Yeah, I
Was
almost fainted.
dream come true?
I
You said
almost,
you almost fainted.
I almost fainted. I feel like I was in like a dream because, like, growing up, I was always a Texas fan. Even when I was 7 years old, I think going on to like 10, I played on the Texas Longhorns, for Little League. So I was always a Texas fan, just getting, watching guys growing up. And then finally being there, it was just like, wow, I'm really here. So, it was a moment it felt unreal. But once I got out there and made my first tackle on special teams, I was like, all right, I'm meant to be here.
Do you remember after the tunnel? Do you look into the stand? I mean, you're focused on the game.
Mhm.
Do you look into the stands? Did you take it in? Do you remember if you took the second to take it all in?
So in DKR, I did. Like when I got on the sideline, I just started looking around like, oh my God, like this is crazy. But at the same time, when I was running out, I really didn't hear anything. I do remember saying that. Like I didn't remember hearing anything. I was just like, it was like a tunnel vision, like what they say. And I was focused on the game, but it was just like a more surreal moment. I can say the one game that I did take in was the OU Texas game. And that was just like a good feeling from running out and hearing boos and crossing the 50, and then you hear cheering. So that's something that's definitely different.
Hey, if you're in the Dallas area, we'll see you there this year. By the way, we'll see you there.
Oh,
So
I'm gonna be
you have
there.
to
I'm
come
gonna
by.
be
Well,
there.
you have to come by and visit OTF and all the people.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be there.
Yeah, the Texas X's do a great job during the Texas OU weekend. Hey, Josh, question for you also.
Hmm.
Texas has a lot of NFL players on this team, a
Yeah.
lot of aspirational NFL players.
Hmm.
You were one of those guys. We're hearing about nowadays all these guys trying to come back from training camp and re-enter to college. What you went through the whole training camp process.
Hmm.
Can you imagine in the back of your head at the same time thinking back, oh, I should go back to college? Is that just a foreign concept to you entirely? Or how do you even try to make two different teams at one time? It's just kind of bizarre. What are your
Yeah,
thoughts on what
that's
that is?
that's a little bit of putting like a heavy like mental load on yourself, and it's you can't really focus on one thing thinking about another. And I feel like when guys do return, they already have it at the back of their head that they were going to do that anyways.
Yeah.
So, um, I respect it in the way, but I feel like a decision like that should be made a little bit earlier, because now you're putting guys that are in college and at a difficult spot because they have so many roster spots also. But at the same time, it's like something that would I go back and do it? I mean, no, I probably wouldn't. But I mean, I would definitely consider it, but at the same time, it's like I usually have my focus on one thing and not anything else. So it's a little bit. I don't really get what they're doing now. I didn't even know that was a thing until I read about it yesterday. But it's definitely something that's interesting for sure.
It's so bizarre. Question for you also. This is something that I think is important. You play alongside Brandon Jones in high school, NFL player, University of Texas starter yourself. You came to Texas with a little less ballyhoo, still heavily recruited, don't get me wrong, but a little less ballyhoo than Brandon. And you found your way onto the field as a special teams stalwart. I mean, you weren't just good. You were really, really good at special teams.
Yeah.
Is that the path that you watch for young defensive backs or young players and go look out there when you watch a Texas game and say, who's on special teams? Who's doing it out there on special teams? And then they've got the internal stuff to go play in the secondary maybe a year later or something like that.
Yeah, I definitely pay attention to it. Like with me, like I watch special teams just as much as I watch the defense. And the reason behind that is because, I mean, a lot of players come in and they have that in the back of their mind, like, oh, I'm going to start. Oh, I'm going to do this. But sometimes it doesn't work like that. You have to understand like your role, development, everything. You have to be like it becomes like a part of the process where you have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, okay, I'm not doing this yet, but how am I going to get out there? And it's just a reality check. But at the same time, it's like, I'm about to go out here and work and do as much as I can to be on this field. And I think I wanted to get accustomed with special teams so it can help me become faster with the speed of the game and, my physicality, and also just some of the defending blocks or blocking. It also helps you when you get out there on defense or offense, and it just creates those fundamentals for you to be out there on the field. But I definitely look at special teams. I look at the guys and be like, oh, he's going to be great just because, like, the effort that he's given on special teams. If you got a cat that's giving effort on special teams, he's going to give you effort on defense because he cares about, like, the team and the why of the culture that you're building.
Another question for you as it relates to that. Why were you so good at special teams? You have a special sauce in there that you want to share?
I just took it as seriously as I did. I would study special teams on film like I would study defense. And the reason behind that is just because, like, I wanted to be able to be, like, eye-popping to a different team, or I wanted to get better at my craft. And the reason why I just took it so seriously is because I saw how special that was, and like me making plays on special teams still brought energy to the team. It wasn't just, oh, they're out there just on special teams, like, boo, it is whatever. But me being a freshman, I'm from Nacogdoches, East Texas. East Texas cats are a little bit wired differently, as like DeMarvin and Brandon, everybody else. But I just wanted to go out there and make my name and do whatever I could for the team. So I would study special teams on film like I was studying an offense on defense.
Hey, we had a great question from the chat. Daniel Honorato, 64118. Who was the best teammate you had at Texas?
Best teammate I've had at Texas. That's hard because, all of my teammates were I'll definitely say that's I don't want to.
It's a tough question, isn't it? That's why we asked it. That's why I asked it.
Okay. I would say all of our teammates were good, but I would say the one teammate that changed the dynamic of Texas football would probably be Sam Ehlinger.
Yeah.
So, just his toughness and what he brought day in and day out, and, how serious he took it to where it was like, okay, this is the guy that we're going to follow. This is our quarterback, and this is someone that we're going to, like, build a camaraderie around. So I'll definitely say Sam, just because what he brings. He knows so much about Texas football, and he knows so much about the area that it helps you be able to focus and lock in because he's able to bring that leadership to the team.
I got a very important question for you. You hate Oklahoma, right?
Yeah, I do.
How do you feel about the Lufkin Panthers?
The same way I feel about Oklahoma.
For those that don't know, Lufkin and Nacogdoches, that's almost like Texas OU and East Texas.
Yeah, no, like literally, that's definitely what it is. And it was hard playing with Jaron for those couple years.
Hey, Josh, we got another viewer question for you. This one from Hacker227ATX. He says, what do you think about this year's Texas team?
Man, I haven't. So I've been looking at a lot of videos, obviously, online, staying in tune. But this Texas team that I feel like they have a lot of heart. They have a lot of why, and the reason behind that is because they've been getting so close, and it's just getting to the end point, and they have a lot of leaders on that team. Obviously, like Colin Simmons and Arch and everybody else on that team, like those are guys that you would definitely want on your team and be able to follow. And just not only that, I know what Becton and Sarkisian and those guys are building around them. So it's definitely something that I can see them, they're hungry. I definitely think they're hungry.
Hey, Josh, thank you so much for your time. Before we let you go today, this is something that we always like to ask too. From MJF, what teammates or coaches do you keep up with and stay in touch with the most these days?
Man, all of them. I would definitely say Keandre Coburn, DeMarvion Overshown, Caden Stearns, Brandon Jones, of course, Sam, and a lot of guys, honestly, Bijan, all those guys. But we all try to stay in touch. I know like we're busy and everything. So, it's no hard feelings when we do contact each other or anything like that, because a lot of guys are in camp right now or, looking on trying to go a different life path other than football. So we definitely have an understanding of that. The coaches that I stay in touch with, I talk to Sarkisian a lot. Coach Joseph, obviously, when he had me there, really all my position coach I stay in touch with, and it's really good to say like I went to Texas and I'm still able to talk to coaches and teammates, because a lot of people go to these colleges and their coaches leave and they never hear from them again. And that's one thing about Texas football that I love a lot and I'm very thankful for, is that the bonds and relationships that we built will last a lifetime.
Hey, I got to follow up.
Blake Monroe, when you show up and go get your Mercedes for your wife,
Yes,
make sure
I'm gonna buy from Josh.
and at the Mercedes dealership in McKinney.
Come holler at me, man. Come holler at me.
Josh, I just want to follow up with that we do have a spot for a car sponsorship. I drive a lot. I'll put it on social media. So just let me know.
I got you.
But hey, by the way, I got a very important question off of the players you stay in contact with.
Mm-hmm.
Did you call Keandre Snacks? And how many players called him by Snacks versus his name?
I would say everyone. Malcolm Roach started that. I mean, I think one day he was eating a bunch of things and Roach was like, "Oh, what's up, Snacks?" And everybody like heard it and kind of like just gravitated to it. I've been calling him. I call him Snacks. I call him Heartburn. I call him a bunch of things. But I as we got older, I just say, "What's up, Keandre?" Like it's starting to get back to Keandre.
Tell Snacks we want to have him on the show.
I'm gonna call him. And tell him y'all want him on there. He'll definitely get on there. Don't tell him I said Heartburn. He'll get mad.
Hey, when he comes on the show, I'm gonna have like little Debbie's snack.
Yeah, put some candies around her.
Yeah. It'll be like an official visit.
That'd be great.
Josh, thank you for your time, buddy.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Good luck, bud. Continue. Good luck.
I'll be in contact with y'all. I'll be at the OU Texas game. So
all right, let's do it.
Thanks, Josh.
Involved with the X's up there. Yep, absolutely. Good stuff.
That was great.
Yeah. Just good to hear guys have good positive attitude going forward. Things had a good experience at Texas. I liked his answer on Sam. Obviously, he had a hard time answering the question because there's so many guys you think of. But look, you have to pick one, and he picked the leader of the team at that point. But it's fun to catch up with guys like Josh Thompson. The special teams things, Jerry, what did you make of that? What the discussion around him and why he got on to that and took it to heart, that sort of stuff.
I had a little bit of an unfortunate thought on that.
What?
I thought about Trey Wisner and that he is not finishing his career at Texas, and he started out as a special teams guy. And it's just where college football is today. Like, he started out as a guy that did whatever he could to get on a field. and he kind of was in that path, and he ends up being a starting running back. But yet, man, it's kind of just where college football's at today. That guy really should have finished his career at Texas. He did all the right things, but and it's nobody's fault. I mean, maybe it's somebody's fault, but it's just that just kind of sent me down. That I was like, man, that's how much college sports has really changed.
Yep, that's fair. Keaton Crawford did the same thing. Great on special teams.
Yep.
I ended up at Nevada.
Yep.
So it's a fair assessment.
All right. Well, we're going to have Will Matthews join us in just a moment. But first, Bobby, I need you to tell us about Mint Mobile.
I can do that. $15 a month. That's all it is for Mint Mobile. And their plan right now, if you hear about it or think about it, you can bring your own phone number and your phone and no problems. Mint Mobile took what's wrong with wireless and made it right with premium wireless for just $15 a month. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Choose from 3, 6, or 12-month plans and say goodbye to a monthly bill. Ditch overpriced wireless with Mint Mobile. It's so easy. Sign up online. Get 3 months of premium wireless service for just $15 a month. To get your new wireless plan for just $15, go to mintmobile.com/ontexas. That's mintmobile.com/ontexas. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/ontexas. That's it. There's zero catch. There is upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12 months. Again, no monthly plan. Just pay all up front and everything's set. That plan is required for a $15 per month equivalent, taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy, and it includes up to a 20 gigabyte hotspot just for you. Capable device is required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. See mintmobile.com/ontexas. Get your kids on this one. It's much cheaper than the other plans. I'll just put it that way.
And I'm going to tell everyone this morning about Prize Picks because we're always looking for ways to make watching games a little more fun. That's exactly why we love Prize Picks. It's America's #1 sports pick app, and honestly, it's about as simple as it gets. For player picks, all you do is choose more or less on a few player stats. You lock in your lineup, you're ready to go. But if you're someone who likes picking teams instead of individual players, well, Prize Picks has you covered there as well. You can now pick the winner, you can pick the spread or the total on games and even fights. Prize Picks is available in most states, including California, Florida, and right here in the great state of Texas. So chances are you can jump in today. One of my favorite features is that you can follow users on the app. If you like the picks they're making, you can tell them with one click, and you can follow your friends' picks as well. But the best part is, if you've never tried Prize Picks before, play your first $5 lineup, and if you win, you're going to get $150 in bonus lineups. Just make sure to use code HMA when you sign up. They actually just updated this offer, so there's never been a better time to get started. And if you want to get started with the picks that I made today, I have Braves pitcher Chris Sale with more than 6.5 strikeouts, along with Jackson Holiday to have more than 0.5 hits. So download the Prize Picks app today, use code HMA, play that first $5 lineup, and if you win, you're going to get $150 in bonus lineups. That's Prize Picks, code HMA. Good luck to you, and as always, play smart, play responsibly, play Prize Picks.
Hey, Blake, is there a way you can just say under for the entire AL West? I mean,
Like say less than.
You could do less than
77 wins, less than.
Unbelievable. I mean, the Astros, the Mariners, the Rangers.
Yeah.
Ugly right now.
Well, let's I think Will Matthews is ready this morning. Good morning to you, Will.
Hey, what's up, fellas? It's always good to talk to y'all on this beautiful Thursday. So much football. Like I can smell it now. My 9-year-old had his first tackle scrimmage yesterday, and I am on cloud 9. So super excited.
No tears. No, nothing like that.
No, I mean, like I don't know. It's just like the being out on the field again. It is the closest that I'll ever come to being able to play is watching your own little human run around and do his thing. I can be more excited. It's so evident how fun this game is, and how much it is, and how much fun it is to watch little guys fall in love with it.
Hey, can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
It's time to bring back the big neck roll.
Oh yeah.
Put it on your kid and make it, and the other kids are going to get scared.
Hey, there's a
They're
lot
like,
of
oh,
out there at this
this
age.
dude's
So, yeah.
serious about this game. If you have your old neck roll, Derek Johnson old neck roll, it's time to bring the neck roll back.
So I think you're so right. I've been talking to Derek Johnson so he can spend some time with Noah on the linebacker side, and I'm gonna ask DJ, can you sign a neck roll?
Yes.
So I can give it to him. Yeah, that'll be.
Yeah,
it.
you imagine your kid rolling out there with a big neck roll. The other kids will be like, "Uh-oh, this isn't good. This dude's about to inflict damage on me. I think I want to go play PlayStation."
Yeah, people would much rather play it than do it. It's so funny because it was actually about 90% of the kids' first time actually hitting anyone. And the amount of like, I'm like, hey, this is what football is. Let's go. They played well. I'm super proud of them.
Hey,
Do you remember the first time you got hit or hit somebody? Last thing, do you remember the first time you got hit or hit somebody in the game?
Yeah, I know exactly when it was. I was 9 years old. We were in the backyard, and there was 8 kids playing, and I wanted to be Herschel Walker. And they pitched me the ball on the outside, and for some reason that thing clicked in my head and said, I'm just going to run these guys over. And as I dragged 6 guys across the line into the touchdown, I knew that this was my sport. I didn't choose it. It chose me.
I'll just say this. I would have been the guy that they would have pushed into the fence.
Yeah.
I would have been in the backyard. They throw me into the wooden fence, you know.
Hey, Bobby, everybody's got their place, man. Everybody.
We also I had an appreciation for some of what you do off the field. Will, last night we were in Houston over at the Social Beer Garden, meeting with a bunch of folks. That's one of the things you do for Truist Bank, by the way. You do a lot of outreach in the community, and we had a lot of folks over there, and it was a lot of fun. A lot of meeting and greeting with folks and just hanging out, but had a little bit of a newfound appreciation for that and some of what you do for Truist. I want to go ahead, though, and talk to you. We were just talking to Josh Thompson about 9 days away from the start of college football season. You're going to be on the radio broadcast again this year for the University of Texas. You've been over there and out to practice. What are you thinking right now about this team? What you've seen, what you've heard, all of the above.
Yeah, Bobby, thanks for that question, because I feel like that is the question 9 days away. As it comes to this time in camp, this is where guys are starting to heal, to get ready for that first game. You're starting to back away from a lot of the contact. Lucky for the University of Texas, not a lot of huge injuries at this moment. That is incredible. If that's not a sign right there, then I don't know what is. I mean, outside of big plays and a couple of other things, it's really injuries that's going to take you 16, 17 at the end of this one. So the guys are there. To get with seeing them on the field has been really fun. I think it's their attitude. They're really excited, and they bring the energy, but they also have the focus. From teams in the past, you'll see a lot of focus, but not really that fun and that energy. And then sometimes you'll see all of the fun and lackadaisical and none of the focus. And I think whether that's Muschamp or the development of the culture over a handful of years, these guys they're focused, and they're ready to play. And no matter, and that just makes me even more excited. The guys seem it really right now. It's like, a lot of the positions have been solidified. There's a couple of questions, not many. And now it's time for those starters and also your stars to really get their feet under them and get ready to take it to the team. We're going to see in just a couple of days what they've been working on. And, they got to be ready quick come week 2.
Yeah. Well, what is when you look at this team and you say the number one area they need to be improved from a year ago? And I'm not talking positionally, more so. What is that for you?
Yeah, number one thing is run game. The power of the run game is just unmistakable. If you're going to throw that deep ball down the field, you've got to couple it with a serviceable and hopefully over serviceable point building run game. You cannot allow those DBs to just sit on those routes and just stay back there. They have got to be triggered and want to be in the fray, in that box. And once you get guys in the box, there's just too many weapons. I have seen some interesting things, and we've all seen those pictures of Cam Coleman and Wingo. And you heard from Coach Sark. I loved what he said about Mosley and what he's been able to do. And we're not ready for Jermaine Bishop yet.
No, you say that. I am. You say that.
I'm so excited for that. But I think all of that starts to really blossom as the run game starts to happen. And really, even when I was talking to a lot of the parents and people yesterday, and they're asking me, are the guys ready? What's going on? And what I'm saying is, like, as the plane begins to land, what's the most important thing is that front five solidifying. Pass blocking is amazing, and holding the pocket for Arch is special. But if you can move big people in the SEC and you can get 4 yards in a cloud of dust, you can hit those backs out of the backfield and in the flats. It's going to be really difficult for those linebackers to also play at depth. They're going to have to be up close to the line. And when you do that, you're really going to open up the offense and give Arch the ability to throw, run, whatever he wants to do. And that's really what we've lacked.
You're muted, Bobby.
Bobby, you're muted.
I'm sorry. My apologies, Will.
You're muted, Bobby.
No.
I'm so happy I get to say that now. I always see Blake. He's like, "Oh, you're muted."
Hey, I think about it, and you talk about these players and getting ready. And Jerry asks you, what's the thought process of where they're at? How do you compare it to a year ago? I mean, you saw both. And I talked to some guys behind the scenes. They are an older team this year, right? More experienced. We talked at the very outset of this show. Second-year quarterbacks that are coming along. C.J. Carr and Trinidad Chambliss and Julian Saying. Arch Manning is one of those.
Mm-hmm.
How does that compare? How would you compare this year's team to last year's team at the same time period?
Well, same time period last year, as you guys, I know you remember, like we were talking about Arch being the Heisman Trophy winner. We were talking about him being the number one pick in the draft. We were talking about Texas being the number one team in the country. We were talking about Texas running the table and getting a national championship, which there was an opportunity for that last year. But if we're just looking back and being honest, that was a crown that the team wasn't ready to hold on to. Through what Sark has done, through the media and kind of how things are starting to progress right now, yes, there is talk of everybody being All-Americans. Yes, there is some of that, but Texas comes in at number 5, which means they've got a mountain to climb. There's a muscle that I think Texas has built over these years, and that muscle is continue to climb muscle. It's a different muscle to be the king and be on the top. Once you get there, that's a different place. Texas isn't there, and last year we anointed them there, and they got knocked right off of that pedestal really quick. And I think just the way that the fans and the media and everybody is covering Texas as a whole seems a little bit more fair. Fair in football is a tough word to say, but it feels like where we are right now as a team. And look, I'd rather for Texas to be ranked number 25 and come out and stomp everybody out through this. 5 is probably right. They have the talent for that. They've got the culture. Now it's just all about getting all those new 40-some faces together and playing together and working together inside of the culture with the same focus. And they're there. I'm a little more sober about it in the way that I wasn't last year. And I think everybody is. We know this could be the year, but also we know Texas is still building, and there's even though the guys are older, there's still a lot of young guys who are going to need to play. And that's wonderful. That speaks of the talent and where Texas is. But, you know, there's a lot of off ramps to a national championship, and Texas has got a lot of work to do.
I think about it, and Texas, I think, is the second youngest SEC team still.
Mhm.
It's kind of crazy. But I want to pin you down a little bit on something here.
Mhm.
You gave me some what it was last year. I wasn't talking necessarily about the feel around the team,
Mhm.
as much as I was. Do you think the offense is better than last year? Right?
Yeah.
Do you think the defense is better? Where do you think those two sides of the ball are just physically
Yeah.
and prepared for the season?
Yeah, so I do think where I think the offense is better. There's a couple of places. Texas has had really good receivers. Wingo had a couple of dropsy poos last year, but I think that was youth more than anything. We should see a different guy this year. And where they're really special is the internal offensive line right now is better, and then the stable of backs are more positioned to do better in Sark's offense. I think I am a Wisner fan. That's a really great guy. But he held it down even in some injuries last year. And then CJ wasn't all the way CJ. The young guys started to come on late in the season. And, you know, you kind of see how that has developed. That running back room is experienced. They played a lot of football. And I'm excited to see them in live. And I think specifically those running backs and the internal piece on the line are better on the offensive side. And I think as that begins to kind of like gel in the offense, that's going to open the door for some really, really awesome offensive play. I've felt like the offense they had the potential to be incredible and haven't been able to hold on to the moment in a consistent manner, especially. But as the season went on late in the season, that happened. I think Arch is better too. He's more chill. He knows who he is, and it's a lot of effort. Let's get it done, kind of thing. And I appreciate that from him. On the defensive side, the edges are going to be nice. Oh gosh, I'm so excited about that. I'm so excited to see Jonah do his thing and what ends up solidifying in the safety room. They've got some talent there. I think in the secondary, specifically on defense, where we're going to need to see them produce before I make my grade. There is more talent on that field, young and old, all the way through. Grayson against Mosley, beautiful. Phillips, Jelani is just Jelani. It is what it is. But you've got a lot of depth, and you've got a lot of young guys. I think by the end of this season, Texas is going to have two deep in that secondary, and they're going to be experienced and really good. Looking forward to see their development. So better, yes.
Hey, Will, I asked Josh this question. I'm going to ask any former players that come on leading up to the start of the season the same question as we get closer. Do you remember the first time you were in the tunnel waiting to come out on the DKR?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? What was that feeling like? Did you take time to take it all in? Do you kind of remember where your head was at that time?
Yeah. The first time, yeah, I remember that. I remember standing there. I wasn't gonna play. I was redshirted. We were there, and I just remember feeling, and it's just so. I just remember feeling like I can't believe life is like this, and they're chanting and screaming, and I think Major Applewhite was probably quarterback at the time. Chris Sims was knocking on the door, and you remember how that season went. I think we might have went up we pooped the bed up there against Colorado at the Big 12 championship. Might have went to the national championship after that. But I just remember being like, if life is like this, I'm all in. Everything else fell to the wayside, and I knew that football was my thing. And that was, we've gone full circle here, haven't we? Like, we talked about the backyard first time that that this game is for you, and then you realize it again, because there's a little bit of time in there when you're like, I don't know if I'm the dude. I'm here, but I don't know. And when they're chanting and they're ready to go out, and you see guys like Casey Hampton and Sean Rogers slapping each other on the chest, and you're like, I can't believe I'm in this moment. And I love that question, Jerry. That's a really great question to ask, guys. I'm gonna dwell on that one for the rest of the day.
All right, Will, we appreciate you so much. You're going to be a regular again this season. Every Thursday, join us with Will Matthews, even when he's on the road, by the way.
Yeah.
He'll be getting ready to get his bag going to various stops like Tennessee and
Tennessee soon.
Baton Rouge. And
Baton Rouge. Let's go.
You better wear a Longhorn batting helmet. Remember, I'm going to keep telling you that. Wear that Longhorn batting helmet on the sidelines for that game.
Jerry, where do I get one of those? Who do I talk to?
Schloss
right
comes on the
across the
show.
street, baby.
Schloss comes on the show. Blake will get that done for you.
Blake,
I
come
got
on,
you.
man.
I got you. Don't worry.
Take care. We'll have a good week.
The question is, do you run any smack on the back of that helmet? You know, that's the question. Do you write anything on it? That's
OUSUX. Period.
See? There you go. I like that.
Take care, Will. Be good, buddy. All right.
Thanks, Will.
Yeah, love it. Good guy. Always.
I love to hear the answers of the guys' first time coming out from under the tunnel, because that's like a dream coming true, other than making it to the NFL for these guys. And if they remember, did they have that out-of-body experience? What do they remember from that that first time you ever run out from under the tunnel? I think that's always cool to hear what those guys say, because that's one I'm never going to have. Chick-fil-A doesn't have a tunnel. But my thoughts would be just like theirs. If this is what life's about, I'm all in.
Oh, my goodness.
Fletcher's Corn Dog has a tunnel that you can run through at the state fair.
All right, we got a super chat here that I want to bring up. This one from Matthew Edwards. Matty M says, good morning from San Antonio. Looking forward to the OTF tour rolling through. Thanks for including us. Definitely see plenty of 210 horns in the chat. Hope we have a great turnout and see you soon. Hook 'em. That's tonight, Bobby.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be there 5 to 8, San Antonio Atlee's Rally. We had a good time last night in Houston. Yep. If you're around, there is no ticket process or anything like that. All you have to do is come out and hang out with us. Appreciate everybody that was part of it yesterday, and look forward to seeing everybody again today.
And then, of course, there's also the event coming up this weekend that I'm going to let you tell folks about, that eBay Live event.
Yeah, absolutely, Austin. Get ready. eBay Live is coming to Texas. Kick off the college football season with us on Sunday, August 30th, Victory Lap on West 24th Street from 5 to 9 p.m. Come see appearances from Colin Simmons, Ryan Wingo, Emmett Mosley, Vince Young, going to be there, and more as they go live on eBay Live to sign and auction exclusive memorabilia in real time, all hosted by Emmanuel Acho. Plus, enjoy fan experiences, giveaways, and plenty more throughout the night. Victory Lap, August 30th, 5 to 9 p.m. Kick off the season with eBay Live. And Austin, I also want to mention we're actually going to simulcast that eBay Live event here on our video channel and on YouTube. So you can actually tune in to On Texas Football as well to catch this one-time event. A lot of Longhorns going to be talking. Lance Jackson going to be there as well. Should be a good time for everybody that wants to check in and tune in on Sunday night.
Okay, well, we have some more super chats we need to get to, and let's start here with Byron. Thank you, Byron. Appreciate you. He says, I just bought my ticket for the Tennessee game. Is there going to be an OTF meetup in Knoxville?
Absolutely, and it will probably be on Friday afternoon. It depends on the game time a little bit, but late Friday afternoon. I like doing stuff like 4 to 7 on the night before the game on meetups. It's hard to get a real, what would I call it, a real tailgate spot at another university. So I like to find a local bar that is not too busy, that is willing to do it. We had a great time last year, I thought, at Ohio State. Place was packed with Longhorns. good time at Kentucky for that. So that's the game plan right now.
And then we've had some questions regarding next week, the home opener against Texas State. Do you have any update there as far as a tailgate goes?
As of right now, we don't have a tailgate spot. I'm trying to work with some folks to create one. We will get that news out to everybody as soon as possible.
Okay. Good stuff. All right, Juan Garza, I know, has a pair of super chats. Let's start with this one. You all should have Sam on, and also if you can get Snacks and Tavondre Sweat together, they are funny. Be hard to get them on this time of year.
I was going to say they're all trying to make money.
Yeah,
they're all trying to make
it's
money.
tough to get the NFL guys on during season. We've tried.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. That's a tough task. But we were gonna. I feel like Josh is gonna get Snacks on for us.
I think so
It's gonna be
too.
good.
Yeah, and he messaged and said he had a great time coming on today, so he really appreciated that. We appreciate him for joining us as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then Juan Garza with another one. This has kind of been it has been asked in the chat multiple times today, including just a minute ago as well. But Juan says, what's your thoughts as media members on the TCU situation? Yes, Jerry, I know 65-7.
It's weak. For those unaware, what Juan is referencing is the Fort Worth Star-Telegram removed the media credentials. TCU removed or took away the Fort Worth Star-Telegram's media credentials. For those unaware, there was a fight in the locker room, apparently, or near the locker room at TCU. It got so bad that one of the young men was hospitalized. The guys at the Fort Worth Star-Telegram printed that, but did not mention the name. 3 days later, the player in question that got hurt was identified. He identified himself via an Instagram post. Well, the TCU group is claiming that they shouldn't have even said anything about it at all. And frankly, I think this is it's overreach by TCU. It's large overreach by TCU, in my opinion. Negative things happen, and you need to report on them and be honest with people. They didn't out the kid that ended up getting quote unquote threats about it. And the reason they didn't out him is because they didn't want people to know. I mean, the Star-Telegram, I think, acted responsibly. Yet the folks at TCU seem to think different. I will say this. I don't think that something like the most important to me, I mean, TCU can do what they want. I don't think something like that happens at Texas. You know, as long as the media member is acting responsibly, which I think the Star-Telegram did act responsibly by not posting his name at the outset, I think that's fine. I think TCU's in the wrong, but more importantly to me, I don't think stuff like that happens at Texas. It just wouldn't.
You know what adds a different even layer to this? Jordan Scruggs lives in Fort Worth, brought this up. Amon G. Carter, the name on the stadium at TCU, is the founder of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. Holy crap.
Just kick the guy's newspaper out that built the stadium.
That built the stadium.
Yeah.
That they're going to have to walk. TCU's going to have to walk that one back eventually.
It's really petty.
Yeah.
It's really, really petty. That just wouldn't happen at Texas. You'd have you can't just act like they acted out of any kind of disregard for the young people whenever they purposely did not print the name. If they would have printed the name, then we have a discussion, but not identifying the player. It's just my opinion.
Okay, guys, before we get out of here, Bobby, I need you to tell folks one more time about Vaughn Lane.
I can do it. We've talked about Vaughn Lane a lot through the years, and that's because they're one of our best and nicest sponsors to us. Alex Danza and his group there. They are going at it all the time, breaking in new routes, taking people from Austin, Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, Fort Worth, across the state. But also they do it in a way that I think's first class. Airlines are right now, you guys know this, they charge $80 or more for just a seat assignment on their cheapest fares. You buy a ticket and you don't even know where you're sitting until you check in. Then they hit you for bags on top of that. At some point, you have to ask yourself, what am I actually paying for? Von Lane doesn't play that game. Flat rate fares, no bag fees, no seat assignment nonsense, no TSA either. And you board at a hotel terminal, sit in one of 22 first-class leather seats, and everything is included. Starlink Wi-Fi that actually works, snacks, drinks, hot towel service, and meals on select departures. And big news, Von Lane is relaunching its Dallas to Oklahoma City route on September 8th with multiple daily departures 7 days a week. Riders have been asking for this one, and it's back. Whether it's business, family, or Red River Rivalry weekend, you can book now at vonlane.com. Von Lane serves Austin, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, Fort Worth, Plano, the Woodlands, Oklahoma City, Nashville, Memphis, and Atlanta. Use promo code OTF26 for $20 off your first trip. That's Von Lane, Elevated Regional Travel.
Bobby, did you say snacks? Von Lane, I have your next guy to put in one of those seats for commercial. DeAndre Coburn.
Now, those seats on Von Lane are pretty wide, Jerry, but Keandre may need two.
Yeah.
Keandre, a big dude now.
You got to have snacks on that commercial.
He's also a really good person, too.
Yes,
enjoy it. Yes.
I want to close with this, actually, because this is very newsworthy. We didn't get a chance to get to it earlier, but yesterday, Texas women's basketball announced that they signed Jada Clark out of Western Australia, Jerry.
She can shoot the basketball, 6-foot guard, floor spacer shooter that has some level. And the big question was, well, wait, she was a professional. What does that mean with all the news coming out? I think there's a process these players go through where, look, if a lot of these lower level players maybe aren't actually paid, like Modest was never paid, even though he played with the Lithuanian league. And so a lot of that depends on, and Texas has done their research there. But Jada Clark, 6-foot guard, has experience against the highest level players in Australia, is a floor spacer shooter. She can really shoot the basketball. I think she could be a very welcome addition to this team. Obviously, big change in her life coming from Australia to Texas. So she get through that, but she can shoot the basketball. And I think that's very welcome on this team.
Okay, guys. Well, that is going to do it for this episode of Coffee and Football presented by Von Lane. We want to thank them along with Prize Picks, Shield, Marsmen, the eBay Live event, Mint Mobile. And, of course, don't forget, tonight in San Antonio, 3rd and Longhorn meets on Texas football. And that begins at 5 o'clock, correct, Bobby?
At Atlee's Rally in San Antonio. Yep.
There you go. And then as far as the YouTube channel goes, what you got for everybody today?
We've got a number of different things. We've got news and notes coming up from Jeff Howe, CJ Vogel as well. CJ was out to see Dylan Mitchell yesterday, by the way, the superstar running back at CE King that what's he run 9.9?
Yeah.
Jerry?
Not hearing from Texas much. I think there's kind of more of a pro track. His dad played at A&M thought there.
Yeah, it happens, right? But 9.9, it's worth going checking out. Also got some other news and notes coming out, and then the live stream tonight as well. Hopefully that's going to be a simulcast with our friends over at 3rd and Longhorn. And then tomorrow we got back with Coffee and Football. We also have some news and notes coming out on OnTexasFootball.com. Texas is practicing again today, so we will have that for you, as well as breaking news, team coverage, insider access. And Jerry, it may be time for an Ask Me Anything again.
Yes.
So maybe we do that tomorrow, so you guys get all of your questions in. Feel free at any time. It's $3 for 3 months right now. That's a special offer, introductory offer for new subscribers only.
There you go. But don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, ring the bell so you're notified anytime we go live, post content, whatever it may be. And between that and on TexasFootball.com, we got you covered around the clock. And I want to thank Josh Thompson one more time for joining us today, along with Will Matthews. And of course, we will be back same time, same place tomorrow. We hope you have a great day today. So for Bobby Burton and Jerry Hamilton, I'm Blake Monroe, and we'll see you then.